Are you all city comfortable 2 square on your body? Then I'll begin.
Once upon a time in a land of dreams, where the sky was silky soft and full of colored dreams, deep inside a rainbow lived happiness Stan, in a small Victoriana caravan. Evening will be here quite soon. Stan can sit and watch the moon, watching as the white light slowly makes the night bright. Hours slipping by while time stands still.
Now, of course, like all real-life experience story, this also begins once upon a Tito. And Happiness Stan, whose life evolved in the ephemeral coloured dreamy most, had his pure existence and this being a deep joy of the multicolour of the rainbows. Oh, yes, his home's a Victoriana Sharabold. This is a four-wheel full of out the back grove. Now, as eve did his deep approachy, his eye on the moon, all time, sometime, deep joy of a full moon scintillating dangling in the heavenly bode. But now only half. Oh, blow your cool, man, he do this deep thought, what is the folly of this half disappearing of the moony most? And as the light did a scintillating change through timely most, stop it still, and he did a deep thought, what? Absolutely smashed and flake it he was. So, gathering all behind in the hintermost, he ploddy forward into the deep thundermold of the complicated foray to sorting this one out, matey. Where at, man, he thought us. Where at, man? Oh, dear.
Sweetest love and sunshine that I've ever known. Tell everybody I'm gonna find it. There ain't nothing gonna stop me. Oh yeah.
Now, after a little lapse of time, Stan became deep hungry in his tumload. Oh, after all, he struggly trittly house several mile out, and anyone would suffer under this. So suddenly he did deep thoughtless, out with his lunchy bag, just about to do a little nibload of his mincy meaty when...
Voice I hear, I am. Look this way in the landscape on your bed.
There's no need to ask a silly question. If I were you, I hope you do the same. There's no doubt I'd hope I could fly on Satan and effects. It's really such a shame.
I'm so hungry I could die, and I won't be a living fly.
My name is Stan. I'm on a quest. Take your fill. Take nothing less.
The fly was overwhelmed with this deep generosity of Stan's give of the foodage, because whole life like stuff of a foodage. He looked at Stan and said, "Is there anything I can reciprocate or do in the joy of return for your generosity for giving me food and stuff, eh? Stan, I'm looking for the other half of the moon and dangly. This is my folly. Show me where the missing half of that moon." "I don't know," said the fly returnally, "but I know someone who know. If only I were big enough to transport him most. I'd take it there myself. I would do this." And Stan, having the possessive power of the magic hold, stand it over, roll it up the sleevey, wavely hand, hovery, and utter these magic words, "If all the flies were one fly, what a great, enormous fly for lollipop that would bold. Oh, and there, incredible buzz. Oh, dear, hovery. Now the fly recalled with these wordage, "Not only will I transport them there, but I'll sing it a deep joy of a song load in your eardroves. That I will do."
It would be yesterday. The sun is surely just a thought away. Where visions that men fail to put to words to tell, and the music that they try but cannot play. So kind, hold very tightly please, and we shall go out.
And so, seated comfortable on the back of this enormous buzzy most of the fly, they took it off like an escape velocity of the rocket floating into orbit. Now, after floating high up over the mountain, through the deep valley of that, for 7 whole long days, they did a very soft and flat belly landing, if I may put it this way. Where they landed, a tranquil beauty spot before a deep thundermold of a foray. Like Orpheus and the undergrowth, there it was, and the fly said it, I must leave you here. And he pointed here with his sort of fly-type fingold, it was all feathery, and said, Mad John, mark the words. He liveth in a cave there in this far deep foray, and he will transport for you and find it not only the moon itself which you look at, but the philosophy of life itself. And Stan had a mutual joy for this, and reach up and cuddly most of this big fly, and very hard to embrace it and most kissy, and the fly tickling with his whiskers in his eardrobe. But off he went.
Was an old man that lived in the greenwood. Nobody knew him or what he had done, but mothers would say to their children, beware of Mad John. John would sing with the birds in the morning, laugh with the wind in the cold hand of night. But people from behind their curtains said he's not quite right. John had it sussed. He was living the life of a tramp. Yes, his bed was the cold and the damp, but the sun was his friend. He was free. So here was a wise one who loved all the haters. He loved them so much that their hate turned to fear. And shaking from behind their curtains, the loved ones would hear.
So Stan walked towards the cave, and in his mind, mark your word, Mad John. Deep focus on this, all a tremblowed, looking into the dark and peering into the background of black in there, and then appeared Mad John, in fine foldy silken robes, all whitely hair, scintillating beard and dangling. Well, the beard must have been 34 years old to grow it all night load. What? And he was glowing with a friendly light. Oh dear, joy, and a voice full of a cockney, all joy of life and live it emanate from the cockload of his heartstrings. Called to see you, man. What's been your hang-up, man? I waiting 7 whole days for you. Not still worried about this scintillating moon and dangly, huh? Stan, yes, that's why I sorting you out here, and Tritley how on the back of this fly, who told me. And John linked arms with him, and walking out stepper by stepper, and he pointed with a cockney forefinger, there, up in the heavenly abode. What? Stan realised now, which it struck him like a smacker o' blurdy which come out for a turn he never thought us before. As the sun rises in the early morning, so the recoil of the moon on the eve. And he thought, Now, the fly had something extra special you thought to say to me if you wold. And John looked at him, and attracting earnestly of his eyeballs, straight nose to nose and eye to eyeball for it. Of course, I nearly forgot it. Just you listen.
Life is just a bowl of old bran. You wake up every morning and it's there. So live as only you can. It's all about enjoy it, 'cause ever since you saw it, there ain't no one can take it away. So life is just a bowl of old bran. What you say has made it very clear. So be sure I'll live
live as best as I can.
But how can I remember to keep it all together when half the movie's taken away?
I've got the very thing, if you can laugh and sing. I give it an Happy Days Toy Town newspaper smile. We'll clap twice, lean back, twist for a while. Well, when you're untogether and feeling out of tune, I sing this special song with me. Don't worry about the moon, looks after itself.
Can I have a go? Yeah. No, sing now.
I give it a Happy Days Toy Town newspaper smile. We'll clap twice, lean back, we'll twist for a while.
Well, now you've got the hang of it. There's nothing you can't do with it.
Well, if you're very true to it, you can't go wrong.
Oh, together.
I give us those Happy Days Toy Town newspaper smiles. We'll clap twice, lean back, we'll twist for a while. Well, now we've got the hang of it, there's nothing we can't do with it. And now we're very into it, we can't go wrong.
So remembering the very special words, Happy Day Long Toilet Town newspaper reader in Chuckley Smiley. They all had a lovely turnout. Gnomes came, Huckleberry Pickle tickled my fingold, but Boy Blue left his horn stuffing under the settee and brought his mellotrone and freaked them all out. Oh, what a mind blast. Jackie Jill, knees up Mother Brodie. Oh, what a joy of a trickly howl there. I hope your turnout is 3/4 half as lovely, won't you? Wouldn't half enjoy it. Stay cool, won't you?